Sup my dudes, Valk here. I have spent the last 9 hours grinding my booty off, and now I know the update hasn't been live 9 hours, but I was streaming for about 9 hours, so I'm calling it 9 hours. Anyways, I went ahead, I made the Miracle Rare Shadow Monarch. I've gotten every single unit on the banner except for Ultimate Kawaii. You guys know my luck with the secret rares. You're probably not going to see a showcase from me for Ultimate Kawaii. But I have managed to Evo Toto for the UR++ unit. I am working on my Gilgamesh Evo. I just have to grind up more damage, which I'll get done pretty soon. I'm just very tired. I want to take a nap. I'm going to Evo Joker, and I'm going to Evo Golden Spin. And there's also one more, which is the brand new unit, Pegasus Knight. They have an Evo, so I'll be doing, once I Evo them, I'll be doing that showcase of that. And basically, yeah, we have a lot of showcases to do. I'm going to be slamming you guys with tons of showcases whenever I wake up, because I'm going to get to work on those videos and get all these videos out for you guys. I'll only be doing about 3 showcases a day, so don't expect too much. But anyways, without further ado, let's go ahead, let's get into Shadow Monarch. This is his blessing I have on right now. It's really good. Every now and then a little Arise thing pops over his head. It's actually pretty dope. I think it's sick. I think it's really cool looking. We go ahead, we go to units here. Let me go ahead, just hide the little text box there. Shadow Monarch right here, Darkness Incarnate, Leader Skill. You guys can see I have him level 30. I have him on good modifiers. I do want to limit break him eventually. I like to limit break the Miracle Rares, but I do want to limit break the Toto first because I think the Toto's really good. You guys will see when I go into a showcase. So he's on a bunch of really good categories: Darkness Incarnate, Corrupted Savior, Dragon Force, Swift and Deadly, Hunter's Instinct, Master Technique, Siblings, Collector, Summoner, and Hero. Summoner probably the biggest one. He leads Darkness Incarnate, which is good because there's a lot of like good units on Darkness Incarnate. You can see here you have Witch Knight, Dark Flower, you have Ulk, you have Argante, Megami, etc. You have some good Miracle Rares here. Really good units on top of those. Oops, actually punched my microphone, excuse me. But yeah, you guys get the idea. Some very, very strong units, and we're going to go test him out today because he actually is one of the first units, I believe, to have 2 passives. One passive is hidden. You don't know until you play with him, and then you go, oh, okay, so he's got that. So let's go ahead. Wait, I don't need to do insane on that. Brain rot setting in from grinding for so long. Let's go ahead normal and quick start that. You'll see whenever I'm talking about, whenever I get into it, how he has 2 passives. I'll explain how everything works. I'll explain how his active works. I am going to spoiler this in the meantime. If you guys are looking at the screen, you should be able to see the codes for awtd. But I'm going to spoil this. He's kind of just okay. He's a little too expensive for what he offers. He is a ramping unit that he's intended to be used for leaderboards and infinites, but outside of that, in the content I was using him in, by the time you can actually activate his ability, Arise, the enemy's already scaling into the billions. It's not really like, you know, feasible to actually do this. So let's go ahead, let's turn on animations, and let's see exactly what it looks like, what all of his animations look like, and just see how cool he is, because he is a very cool unit. They definitely worked really hard on him. So let's go ahead, let's see. Just kind of like summon stuff over top, right? Let's see this one more time. Oh, it's just like a big gust of wind around him. I see. So next we're going to go ahead and go to the next one, Mutilate Circle, which gives him another random attack. So this one goes ahead and summons that. Let's see, does it start the random attacks yet or no? No, okay. So I don't know when the random attacks start, but we will find them. Alright, so here we have the Dagger Rush. Oh, that looks pretty cool. Like I said, they did such a good job on him. They really did. Alright, so Shadow Army. I think this is whenever it starts getting to be random attacks, right? It should be different every time you click them. Let's go ahead, let's get him this next upgrade and just see how this goes. So now he's got his full army, and you guys can see what I was talking about before. See, he swaps to his circle AoE here. There's a stay circle. Maybe not, maybe it's just my imagination. Maybe I'm just a little bit on the crazier side. Let's go ahead, do this, double click. I just want to summon a good bit and just see if I can get him to swap off circle. Okay, so he's not random. I was wrong on that. But he does have Hunter, which is pretty important, and we'll talk about that in a second. But yeah. We're going to go ahead and do this and sell him and move him back here. We're going to get him buffed up by Oshi so I can show you guys how he works. And then you do this last one, he gets the ability Arise, which I will talk about in a second. But first, I want to talk about Oshi. Or I want to put Oshi down and get Oshi set up. Let Oshi do her thing. We don't want to activate Oshi's buff yet because I want to talk about how Arise works. So, if you guys see his attack right now is 700k. If I go ahead and I activate Arise, he's going to have about 1.4 million HP little guys spawning, right? Like 1.39. So what this does is it periodically spawns in a summon that is double his attack stat. Meaning with that one being 1.39, if I go ahead and activate Oshi buff's going to convert him to 1.6 million. And you guys can see right here, this one's at 3.14 million in contrast to this one being at 1.4 when the only thing I've added was an Oshi buff. That's how this works essentially. And you're going to want to summon in a bunch of stuff. Let's go ahead, let's put it at ×5. So we can try to get that Hunter passive up. Because if we can get that Hunter passive up, then we can go ahead and kind of see exactly how high we can get it essentially, right? So you just want to kind of just summon a bunch of stuff in. That way he can keep clearing it out, building up that Hunter XP passive. And as you guys can tell, it goes up. If you guys don't know what Hunter does, increases attack by XP when this unit kills an enemy. It's really, really meant for infinites, and that's pretty much it. That's all it's really used for is infinites. So it's really interesting to see how high you can take it essentially. But I just want to take it up a little bit, not higher, a couple notches higher, just so you guys can see exactly like the effect on it. I think the effects don't take too long, but you guys get the idea. You build this up. What you really want to do is put him down early in the infinite, let him build up his Hunter XP passive as you're setting things up, and then you turn all your units off stop. You let them start attacking, and you let him, once he's fully ramped up, go ahead and start summoning these guys in for a ton of HP. But like I said, he costs about 1.5 million total to do this. You can only place one. Let's go ahead and put a Pinky down. The Pinky's going to be pretty important in showcasing what's about to come. But yeah. Now, one big thing about him is most of his damage is summoner related, so it is affected by Tamer. If you guys don't know what Tamer does, Tamer's right here. Pinky has Tamer. Increases summon damage to enemies with the Tamer target. It's 300% damage unless they changed it. It's really, 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 really damn strong. So I'm going to do 1, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. That's 10 million. We're going to make it 100 million just to see if he can actually kill it. Pretty sure he can kill 100 mil, but we'll find out. That's 100 million speed. Whoops. Let's go ahead. Let's put it here. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. All right, cool. So now let's see. So you guys can see our Pinky's applying Tamer, and you guys can see the amount of damage he's able to just kind of dump out here. It's quite a bit. It's a good little bit of damage. And I do believe he's going to be able to get the kill. If he doesn't, then they're going to be able to basically secure it anyways, because the little summons are going to kill it. So we're going to make sure to set him to stop. That way we get an accurate look. And now, because of All Might, he's at 2.2 million. And being at 2.2 million means 4.4 million. Yeah, so you guys get the idea. I think all in all, he's a really cool unit. I do think he's good. I just don't think he's great, right? I don't think he's anywhere near meta. I don't think he's anywhere near the top. I think he's a very solid unit if you want to get him, because he is cool. He is good for the summoner team, because each one of his summons, right now he has 4 summons in total. Each one of his summons is affected by a Tamer passive, which means he can dish out some serious damage at a pretty low cost. Because if you sell him, right, if you sell him and then you build him back up, you can see he's actually fairly cheap to get to a point where you have the summons actually out. So you get here, you get to this, you get to 22k, and the very last one here, 88k. So you're around 100k total, a little bit more than 100k. Actually, it's like 100 and I want to say 130, 140k to actually get this part of him. But you get this, and then you get all the summons, and the summons are individually very powerful. 255k, 255k. Here it doesn't show you, does it? But you're 382k, and then here you're at 255k. All these summons individually are very, very strong. Put them all together, and you're doing a lot of damage for pretty cheap. 1.5 million attack stat, and they're also about 1.5 million as well between the 4 of them. Really, really strong summons. Overall, a good unit, not a great unit. I don't think he's anything beating like S-Death. I think S-Death is the better Miracle Rare right now. I do hope that they make this cheaper. I think this last upgrade is neat, but it needs to either A, spawn in stuff a lot faster, and they need to hit a lot harder, or B, it basically needs to be a lot cheaper, which is what I would go with. Anyways, thank you guys for watching as always. Hope you guys have a wonderful rest of your day. Good luck in your grind. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.